Welcome to Make It Happen Monday, my weekly nugget of healthy inspiration. Today, I'm going to be talking about something really, really sweet, but at the same time, it's not really, really sweet. In fact, it's very, very tragic. So I'm going to devote this particular episode to something sad. I usually don't talk about sad things, but sometimes you can't. They need to be talked about. And what is arguably the gravest nutritional crisis of current times from a public health standpoint, certainly in America, is our astronomical, insane intakes of added sugar. And I want to stress added sugar. We're talking about sugar that either the food industry puts in foods or beverages or that you do. And in the average American diet, majority of that is coming from what the food industry puts in. And when we say added sugar, that's in sharp contrast to nature's sugar that are naturally found in fruit, like apples, fruit, or root vegetables like sweet potatoes, and the natural sugars that are in unsweetened dairy products like plain yogurt and milk, right? You see they have sugar, but we're not worried one bit, none, zero. We're not worried one bit about Mother Nature's sugars that are natively a part of foods. In fact, we have convincing evidence that the more fruit you eat, the less likely you are to get type 2 diabetes. But back to added sugars. How much is the average American doing? The average American is taking in 150 pounds of sweeteners over the course of 1 year. To give you perspective, at the turn of the century, it was a mere 10 pounds. The average American is consuming 18 to 22 teaspoons, 18 to 22 teaspoons of added sugars a day. Now, what do we know about the adverse health effects of sugar in our diets? Completely clear. Completely clear. We know that consuming excessive amounts of sugar, which is pretty much any amount above a low point, which I'll define in a minute, we know it will boost your cardiovascular risk, make you more likely to have a heart attack and a stroke, increase your risk of weight gain and obesity, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome. We have studies out with macular degeneration, depression, dementia, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, amongst others, right? And you say, wow, what is in sugar that is leading, can cause or can increase the risk, promote the development of those conditions? Well, the first thing you need to know is sugar has zero nutritionally redeeming properties. There's no nutrients in sugar. It's calories. Well, and I would imagine we could all agree, given that 70% of the American population is either overweight or obese, we are not in need of calories. We're actually in need of less calories. But it gets much worse. And the problem is that the calories that are in sugar are actually toxic. Because when you take in added sugars, again, not sugars that are natively a part of Mother Nature's foods, but when you take in added sugars, either you put them in or the food industry puts them in, you're going to get a precipitous, sudden abnormal spike up in your blood glucose and your blood fructose levels. That's what makes added sugars, toxic. What that can do is, we know that will increase oxidation in your body, increase inflammation in your body, elevate triglycerides and unhealthy blood fat, elevate cholesterol, lower HDL. HDL is your good cholesterol. We know that it can increase your uric acid, which can predispose to gout. So those are all of the things that we know happen when you take in sugar, which is why sugar leads to all those conditions. Let me quote a study to give you a feel for how quickly and how how potent sugar is in terms of increasing disease risk. That's the dog in the background, just ignore him. So this study took healthy, normal weight, fit males in their 20s who didn't regularly consume soda. And they had them consume half a can, not a half a bottle, half a can, so like 6 ounces of soda at each of their 3 meals. every day. Believe it or not, they were able to measure as soon as 2 weeks after beginning this, measurable increases in cardiovascular risk factors, including an elevation in triglycerides and an elevation of LDL, bad cholesterol. 2 weeks, and it was a dose-response relationship, which really strengthens the cause and effect aspect of what they observed. Another study, big study, population-based study, those that consume the most sugars more than double the risk of cardiovascular disease, having a heart attack or stroke, versus people that consume the least. Okay, so the point here is all of us are consuming, not all of us, not me, but most people are consuming way, way too much sugar than is safe or good for them. So you say, well, Dr. Ann, give me some parameters here. How do I know what is a safe amount? Okay, here I'm going to quote the American Heart Association. They have what is considered probably the best standards. Healthy adult males, not diabetics. If you're diabetics, you shouldn't do any sugar. Healthy adult males can safely consume up to 9 teaspoons, that's 150 calories, of added sugar a day. Adult females, it is 6 teaspoons, that's about 100 calories a day. Teenagers, same as women, 6 teaspoons, 100 calories. Boy, they do more than any other group. Young children, a lot less than 40, 50 calories, less than 4 teaspoons. Okay, how do you do that? First of all, make water what you drink. Most Americans are getting their lion's share of added sugars from sugary beverages. 40% of Americans are still consuming sugary beverages on a daily basis. Oh my, crazy, right? Your hunter-gatherer ancestors drank nothing but water for all that time, which is proof in the pudding you can do it too. So make water what you drink, and for goodness sakes, don't ever drink any sugary beverages. Then the other thing is limit grain-based sweets, cakes, cookies, pastry, desserts, right? Limit dessert. Make dark chocolate your treat of choice. It will barely make a dent in your daily sugar quota. And if you eat dessert every day, I'm just telling you right now, no question you're gonna more than broach. You're gonna exceed your safe daily limits. Okay. Then you need to beware of hidden sugars. Hidden sugars, ooh, what are the top foods that have a lot of hidden sugar? Fat-free salad dressings, fruit-flavored yogurt. That's why I always say, please only do plain yogurt. Fruit-flavored yogurt, kid yogurt has more added sugar than a dessert. I mean, that is a crazy toxic food, right? Certain breads, bottled tomato sauces, marinara sauces, again, ridiculous amounts. Jellies, sugary cereals, that's another huge source of intake, is sugary junky breakfast cereal. So please know that when it comes to your health, probably public enemy number one nutritionally, based on what we now know, is sugar. If you talk to brain health experts, they will tell you the less sugar you do, the happier your brain. The less sugar you do, the happier your brain. There's no part of the body more sensitive to the adverse effects of added sugars than your brain. And your brain is your body's most precious and vital physical possession. And if you want to stay in the loop about when I'm going to open enrollment for that course, which is going to be a very short period of time, then you better tell me by clicking that button. Stay in the loop, stay informed, because otherwise you are likely not going to know about when I'm going to do that. All right, so thank you so much for letting me vent a little bit today and share something that's not necessarily totally uplifting, but is nonetheless, it's a sobering but very, very important story to hear. Right? Thank you.